We hope you enjoy The Magicians, The Grandfather Paradox by Rachel Lawson. Lance Alexander Sr. was very worried when he visited his brother Tempest, the timekeeper, in his brother's home in the tunnels of time. Their father had totally disappeared. He was wanted by the police for a crime worthy of Lance himself. It was a brutal murder. Lance was wanted as a brutal serial killer also. Lance was sure it was a mistake, or his father was framed for some reason. His brother saw everything that happened in his enchanted pool of water, which he watched all time happen. He would know where their father was and how to save him and clear him. Lance noticed Tempest was being cagey and lying about not knowing where he was, which was impossible. Lance knew he was lying because he knew all and cared about his family. He would be the first one to look for their father. Lance wondered what was so bad he would not share with him. He suspected he was being manipulated when he found he was sent to the past, via the portal which was meant to take him home. He wondered why he was there. He heard a man screaming nearby. Lance rushed to save them. The man was being throttled by another man. Lance thought fast. He snapped the neck of the killer, and the man who was being throttled by the killer fell to the ground, hitting his head hard and breaking his leg badly. Lance recognized him. It was his father. Lance realized who the dead man was. It was the man his father was accused of killing. "Why did you run?" asked Lance. "I ran? I don't remember running. Who killed that guy?" asked Blake Alexander, the magician called the King of Death, nervously. "I killed him. He was murdering you," said Lance. Blake looked scared of Lance. "Are you all right?" Lance asked, noticing he was scared. Lance saw his father was injured, he was bleeding, and he'd fallen on a sharp twig that was embedded in his shoulder. "Come with me. I'll take you to work," said Lance. "Where do I work? How do I know you won't murder me too? Who are you?" Blake asked. Lance realized his father had amnesia. "You really don't know who I am, or who you are?" asked Lance. "No, who are you? Do I know you?" asked Blake. "I can't let them take you," said Lance. "Take him here," said a voice in a portal. It was Tempest. Lance carried their father into the portal, realizing it was a hospital in the 19th century on the other side of the portal. Lance left his father there to get better and live his life safely. Lance returned to his time not knowing if their father would live or die, only knowing he was free of his troubles in the future and had a new start in life with a clear mind and consciousness. The next day, Lance looked up his father on a public Wi-Fi spot with a VPN to research what happened to his father Blake after he left him in the past. He couldn't find him, but he found his family, who he knew little of, who lived then adopted a stranger to their family. And it was his great-grandfather, Frederick Alexander. Lance wondered who he was, and why no one mentioned he wasn't one of the family he was still around. Lance thought he had to be one of the magician race, but who was he? Lance wondered why was he adopted. Lance was puzzled as to why he was adopted as an adult. Lance visited his great-granddad. "What do you want, necromancer?" said Fred shortly. "Who are you?" asked Lance. "You know who I am. I am your great-granddad," scoffed Fred. "I know that, but who are you, really?" asked Lance. "Are you losing your memory?" asked Fred. "No, I found out you aren't an Alexander," said Lance. "Who says?" asked Fred. "I looked you up on the web," said Lance. "And you believe everything on the web?" said Fred. "Well, no. This was in a family history archive. It said you were adopted," said Lance. "Oh, that?" said Fred offhandedly. "Who are you?" asked Lance. "Fred Alexander is all I've ever been," said Fred. "Who were you before you were Fred Alexander?" asked Lance. "How should I know I had amnesia? Dr. Alexander, my adopted father, was a doctor at the hospital I was found injured, and alone. I had no family or friends. He adopted me as a son," said Fred. "What hospital, where, and when?" asked Lance. "Charing Cross Hospital, London, England. It was winter, I remember snow. I think it was 1890, said Fred. "Oh my God, it's you," said Lance. "Who?" asked Fred. "I'm sorry. I was the one who left you at the hospital, I think," said Lance. "You left me how? Why? Who am I?" said Fred. "You won't believe me," said Lance. "Try me," said Fred. "Blake Alexander, my dad. I left you there to save you. You would be arrested if the police caught you. They still will," said Lance. "Oh yes," said Fred, who heard Blake was wanted for murdering a man. "You should stay, Fred Alexander. You will be safer," said Lance. "Yes, this is awkward. I just realized I'm my own grandfather," said Fred awkwardly, trying to figure out who and what he was, in which came first the chicken or the egg way. It all gave him a migraine. So resolved he had to just think of himself as Fred, not Blake and Fred. It just confused him. "Who's the Grand Reaper now?" asked Fred, who was Blake, the former Grand Reaper or King of the Grim Reapers. "I am," Lance said. "Why did I kill the guy?" asked Fred. "You didn't kill him, I did," said Lance. "Okay, then why did I run away to the past?" asked Fred. "No one would believe you, and it was another fixed point in time, I think," said Lance. "Why did you frame me?" asked Fred. "I didn't frame you, I saved you. The dead man was killing you. I had to kill him to save you," said Lance. "Then why did they blame me for killing him?" asked Fred. "They found your tears and mask on the scene of the murder, and you ran," said Lance. "Oh, I see," said Fred, whose tears were gems. "You were hurt badly and lost your memory. I had to save you by leaving you in the past at a hospital," said Lance. "I see," said Fred. "I see why you look like my dad now. You aren't a throwback, you are him," said Lance. A swirling portal appeared in the dressing room of the theater where Fred worked as a stage magician. The portal grew, and out stepped a man. It was Lance's brother, Tempest the Timekeeper. "Hello, Temp, wondered when you'd get here," said Lance. "Hello, Lance. Hello, Dad. You are right. He is Blake Alexander," said Tempest. "How can I be my own grandfather?" asked Fred. "A paradox, you may have heard of it, is called a grandfather paradox," said Tempest. "Isn't that the one where someone goes to the past and kills one's grandfather before they are born, and it plays havoc with time? Did I kill my real grandfather? Did I replace him?" asked Fred. "No, your life was a fixed point in time. You were both men, destined to be one," said Tempest. "I can't be my original grandfather," said Fred. "You're an anomaly in time. Your life is fixed points and time loops. Even I, who know time's workings, can't figure you out," Tempest said. There was a knock on the door of the room. "Time to go on stage," said Fred, hugging his sons and leaving them to perform in his magic act. Closing the door behind him, Lance and Tempest watched the door as he left.